we are existing in a half-second delay. Our brain is developed and constructed and designed really to perceive not a now moment, but what we know from neuroscience is really the half-second delay of perception. So we talk about this a lot. If I touch Eric's nose and his toe at the same time, well, you explain.
Well, all right. So if you have something come into contact with your nose, which is close to your brain, that signal will get to your brain faster, minutely faster, but definitely faster than if someone or something touched your toe. That time to travel would be longer, but the brain doesn't receive them as two different impulses. The brain pauses receiving the impulse from the nose until the impulse from the toe arrives, so then we have the simultaneous experience of them.
Right. So Eric's perception of me touching his nose wasn't a now moment, and it was a half-second delay because in reality, in our perceivable reality, and that's a super important concept, our perceivable reality, quite different from our reality. The brain, for some beautiful reason and by design only, has to coalesce with our sensations. And this is another part of why maybe perceiving or becoming multidimensional is a little tricky, because we are built in a what? Multi-sensory body, but it isn't transsensory all the time.
Right. It's not transcend sensory or transsensory. And you see, part of it again is that 0.5 second delay is an earthly experience.
Yes.
But when we leave here this awareness, for instance, when we interact with the reconnective healing frequencies, we find ourselves on a scalar or infinitely multidimensional existence. Now we appear to be existing in perfect sync with when things are occurring. So time here is an illusion for multiple reasons in multiple ways. And again, I do believe that part of it is a learning process, even if it's a learning of integration. Even the way we're coordinated our physical body. You know, if I were to take two fingers about an inch or two apart and touch you on your back, it would feel like one point. If I were to take two fingers an inch apart and touch you on the back of your hand or on your finger, you would clearly recognize those are two different points. We have far more sensation. Our nerves are very close together on our hands and our fingers because we do a lot with that, and that's what allows us, for example, to read Braille. Couldn't read Braille with your back. You wouldn't have that distinction.
Right.
So there are multiple limitations that we have that are part of a design, and it only therefore makes sense if that's in our physical design to experience through limitation and expansion. Then it's also part of our time awareness to learn through this limited perspective of existence.